Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today is the last day of the extended Easter weekend, Easter holiday situation for me as I go back to work tomorrow. And it's like the official start date of my new contract, so I'll be working full time for the first time since 2018, and I'm actually really excited. So I thought I would spend my free afternoon and evening before I go back to work catching up on all of the amazing videos in my Watch Later playlist. And I thought it'd be a fun idea for me to share with you who and what videos are in that playlist. And I've also got my phone here, so I'm just going to go through my playlist on my phone and talk to you guys about some of the amazing people and videos that are in that playlist. So the first person that comes up quite clearly is Michael from Average Reader, and I was so happy to find out that Michael was making videos again because I used to watch his videos a while back. So from the videos that are in this playlist, you can see that Michael gives really great bisexual book recommendations. I remember the previous video he did. I remember watching that and getting some really great recommendations from that video, so I'm really excited to watch this second one. I love watching the anti-TBR tag videos. I just find it really interesting to see the books that people don't want to read, and the opinions are always really interesting and kind of fiery. And I also can see that The Cruel Prince is on there, so I'm like, same. I would also say that Michael has recently been reading some old sort of like YA favourites of mine, and I really enjoy watching people who have never read them before sort of read them now, once all of the hype is kind of over. But booktubers like myself and a lot of other people, they're like the staples of our reading. So like the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, the Shadow Hunters, like the Mortal Instruments, and I just always find it really fun to see people's opinions when they read them now. So obviously I would recommend Michael from Average Reader if you like bisexual book recommendations and seeing people read fun YA kind of like fantasy books are the main things that are coming to mind right now. But I'm excited to get to those videos. Now next is Dee from Heroine's Corner, who has become one of my favourite booktubers ever very quickly. She's a Black British booktuber, and I love her videos because you get Black British author recommendations from her that are really underrated, books that you've never heard of before. And Dee recently did a video recommending a dark academia book written by a Black author, and it immediately made it to my Amazon wishlist. Unfortunately, I'm on a book buying ban now and it's sold out on Amazon, but I need to find it somewhere else because it sounds really good and I really enjoyed her video sort of recommending that. I also did a little shout out for Dee in my book haul that's coming next. It'll be my next video that I upload because there's a book in that book haul that got gifted to me that got added to my wish list because Dee did a video on her channel where she talked about the Penguin Black British series of books, and that book obviously was a part of that series, but it was a series I hadn't even heard of until, like I said, I watched Dee's video about it, and she shows you all of the books in the series, explains how and why it's come about, why it's so important. So I would highly recommend checking out Dee's channel, Heroine's Corner. I'm going to link everyone obviously in the description box if you want some new Black British authored books in your life that you maybe hadn't heard of before, because Dee's channel is the place to go for those recommendations. So next we have got Amy from Non-Fiction Feminist, and what I love about Amy's channel and again the books that she recommends is that they're always so different, and I would say that our reading tastes are actually very similar. She reads a lot of non-fiction, but it's the kind of non-fiction I'm also interested in. There's a few books on my TBR that I can't wait to get to because Amy has talked about them a lot. One of them is Tender is the Flesh, that Victoria from What Victoria Read also loved. And I think I found Amy through Victoria, which makes sense. She's also a lovely human. Through the last year and during lockdown when I've had some like really low periods, she's always been the person to message me and make sure that I'm doing okay. She's also an amazing artist and has recently sent me some lovely bookmarks as well that I haven't actually showed off yet, that I really do want to, because they are gorgeous. They're all shiny and colourful and I love them. So obviously if you like reading non-fiction, if you maybe have a similar reading taste to me and Victoria from What Victoria Read, then you should definitely check out Amy's channel. And next we have got another new-ish booktuber who I've recently found, who I just fell in love with from the moment I watched her videos, and that is Claire from Unclearly Claire. I think the standout video for me that Claire's done recently was the video where she discusses the issues surrounding the dark academia aesthetic, because Claire, like myself, is also very much into the dark academia genre, but she did a whole discussion video on, like I said, the issues of it. It's very uninclusive. It's a very white genre and aesthetic. It's very highbrow in terms of education. It surrounds people who do classics, rich people more often than not. So you can see how all of those things can be issues, and then within the books that we read in the community as well, like The Secret History and If We Were Villains, that follow this whole somebody gets murdered and it's normally this group of rich kids and they more often than not get away with it, and that is very problematic, sort of teaching that. So that's why I think I've taken a slight step away from dark academia, because if you want that to be your brand, you definitely need to know the issues surrounding and to do with it. So I would highly, highly recommend watching that video. As she sits here in glasses and a black turtleneck, yes, Shannon, do more. But another thing I really love about Claire's videos is that they never fail to put a smile on my face, because she's just got this really chipper, fun, excited sort of personality, and that definitely comes across in her videos, and that's why they're just so wonderful to watch. So next we have got Rosie from Sparklesbooks. Again, just a lovely human, and it's something that comes across in her videos, and when I watch her videos, this is going to sound very strange, but I can tell that she's got one of those really lovely, peaceful auras, because as soon as I watch one of her videos, if I'm in a really negative headspace, or if I've had a bad day or something's niggling in the back of my mind, I watch one of Rosie's videos and it just sort of resets me, and I'm just calm and chill once again. So if you need that in your life, then you need to obviously watch Rosie's videos. But I would say her standout genre is thrillers. So you thriller fans out there, you are missing a trick if you're not watching Rosie's videos. And the video that I've got in here that says "So We Need to Talk" is because Rosie is also a fantastic photographer and has been uploading a lot of old but beautiful photos on her Instagram recently, and I think she had a couple of trolls having a go at her, saying that she shouldn't be out and about in the middle of a pandemic. And she had to sort of explain herself, which you shouldn't have to do, in that they were old photographs and that she wasn't travelling all over the country just to take photos. It's not really anyone's business, but the fact that, you have to explain yourself because people don't think twice before they start having a go at you these days, makes me laugh. Also gets me very defensive because, like I said, to me Rosie is just such a lovely person, so for her to have to explain herself kind of irritates me a little bit. Next we have got the OG Brit from Basically Brit. She's just one of those staple booktubers who I love watching. I feel like she's got a very unique kind of channel in terms of her ideas. She doesn't seem to do a lot of the samey videos as other people, and that's why I really like watching her videos. Like here, I don't actually know what this one's about, and that's why it's in my Watch Later playlist, because it's something I haven't seen before. So it's unique and we love that. Next we've got another great staple, obviously Lyanna from Lyanna Reads. If you like romance, young adult fantasy, sort of any of those genres, then obviously you're once again missing a trick if you're not watching Lyanna's videos. Another thing I really love about Lyanna is that she's just unapologetically herself, which I could say the same for Olivia from Stories for Coffee, who I also love. Next we have got, and I want to apologise because there's quite a few in here I think, Charlotte from Charlotte's Chapter, because I'm really behind on watching Charlotte's videos, so I'm very sorry. But they are in here and I will be watching them, I promise. Charlotte's again one of those just lovely humans, and I believe massively underrated as well on BookTube. She loves Shadow and Bone, so I obviously relate to that. I love how much she is excited for the show and loves Ben Barnes. I'm just here for all of that. I feel like the 3 videos that I've got here just sum up all of the things I love about Charlotte's channel. So one of her go-to sort of tropes and recommendations that I know that she really enjoys is the found family like trope. So she's done a recommendations video and I can't wait to watch that. But some of my favourite videos that Charlotte has done are my Spotify playlist recommends books. So she like shuffles her playlist and then it plays a song and then she just thinks of the first book that either reminds her of that song or could be, you know, connected to that song in some way. But they're just so much fun. She starts like miming, and she also has a really great music taste, one that's similar to mine, and I love that. It's just a throwback every time I watch those videos. So we've got more from Unclearly Claire, more from Rosie, obviously Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. Need I say more? She's just fantastic. Like she's one of those people that I cannot imagine this community without. She's just so lovely. I've really enjoyed doing buddy reads with her. I love watching her videos because our reading tastes are very similar, so I always end up adding books to my wish list after watching her videos. And she also gives really good descriptions of the books she reads and her thoughts on them. I just wish I was that good. I'm just a mumbling, fumbling mess when it comes to explaining my thoughts and feelings about books and the synopsis as well. That's why I'm just going to be reading off the back from now on, I think, because I often watch them back and I'm like, that's not even what the book is about. And then we have got the lovely Anna from Read to Me at Midnight, who is my lovely, amazing co-host and friend for the Sunday reading sprints. I'm just so glad I've met her, and I thank Shah like every day because I met Anna through Shah. But she's just, again, one of those lovely, lovely, lovely humans. And whenever I watch her videos, it's just like a reset, and it just always makes me smile and makes me so happy. And it's just like watching or being with a friend when you watch her videos, and it gives you, her videos are like a hug in a video. And next we have got Victoria from What Victoria Read, obviously another person I cannot imagine this community without. Just so lovely, so supportive. I couldn't imagine me doing BookTube without having Victoria there, just because she's been so supportive from like day one with me, and I'm always going to be so thankful for that. I actually don't usually have Victoria's videos in my watch later playlist because she's one of those people I just, as soon as I get that notification, I'm there and I'm watching it. Next we've got Leigh from Codex Leigh, and he is another great booktuber when it comes to sort of different recommendations for me, or those like in-depth thoughts. So I think I found Leigh through Shakespeare, because I do believe Leigh commented on one of my Shakespeare videos, and then I saw that Leigh had done his own attempting to read all of Shakespeare's work in 24 hours or in a weekend, or it was something ridiculously crazy, and I really enjoyed watching that video. And I also remember one of the most recent videos he's done since before obviously taking a break from BookTube was on Black and British by David Olusoga, as I do believe Leigh read that or listened to it on audiobook, and absolutely loved it, and I really enjoyed Leigh's video discussing that book, and I think that's maybe what made me buy it, or at least definitely made me want to read it more. So if you like those, again, in-depth reviews on like non-fiction or Shakespeare, things like that, I would recommend Codex Leigh. We've got another OG on BookTube who is Lyanna from Lyanna Reads, and I do believe, again, Lyanna, I'm really sorry, I think I'm behind on some of your videos, so there might be more than one in here. But if you like non-fiction books, if you like feminist recommendations, if you like sort of literary fiction or sort of bestseller fiction, and also obviously Irish fiction, then Leanne is the booktuber you need to be watching. We need to be watching her anyway, but if you like those, then I would definitely recommend her channel. I mean, you're probably already watching her videos anyway, but you know. And then we've got Lyanna from Lyanna Reads, who I'm doing a buddy read with this month, and I'm really, really excited. I would say that Lyanna, as she is Latvian, is a really good booktuber to watch. I love watching booktubers who read in their like native language, because I like seeing the different covers, because the covers on the books are always really fun and interesting and cool. But they also sometimes read books that haven't been translated yet, and I just find that really interesting. And you can see here that Lyanna's got a video with 10 translated books she wants to read. So like I said, translated fiction, then you need to check out Lyanna's videos. She's also come a really long way in the year she's been on BookTube, I think, in terms of like the quality on the content and everything of her videos. But again, it's massively underrated. But you should go and check her out. So I do have a couple more videos, but I think I might leave that for a part 2 of this video, or we might be here for a very, very long time. But I hope you guys enjoyed me just scrolling through my Watch Later playlist, but it's also got me really excited about watching those videos and obviously talking to you about why you should go and check them out and their amazing content that they've been creating. So I want to just say thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!